As a college student, it's not unlikely that you'll have several papers to write. Many high schools in the US use MLA, but in college, there's a high probability you'll probably have to write an APA at some point. My name is Maureen, and this is a college girl's guide to APA citations. To start, let's define APA. APA is an abbreviation for the American Psychological Association. They are the organization behind the APA style. APA gives certain guidelines for academic papers, such as format, listing references, and even citing sources. Since its initial publication in 1952, there have been 7 editions, the latest being published in 2019. So, how do you use APA to cite your sources? A great place to start is looking for a source in our library's database. For this first example, we will be using the ebook, Test Better, Teach Better. Go to the library homepage and simply type in the title of the ebook or article in the search bar. Then hit search. When the search results appear, locate the ebook source and click on its title. Above the book cover, you can see 5 icons. Click the second one from the left or the button that looks like quotations. Use the Style drop-down menu and select APA. EBSCOhost will generate a citation for you. However, you should always double-check citations. If you go to the library's homepage and click Citation Guides and choose APA, you can find proper format examples. Here is a citation that EBSCOhost gave us. Now, let's correct it. The first mistake comes from the way the author is listed. Currently, the first initial is listed first, followed by the middle and last names in full. To correct this, we need to list the complete last name, a comma, and then put the other initials of their name in the order they appear in the text. Next is the year, which happens to be listed correctly, but in the case that yours isn't, make sure your year is included in parentheses. Let's move on to the title. The biggest mistake seen is that every word in the title is capitalized. The only words that should be capitalized in a title are the first word of the title and the subtitle, then any acronyms or proper nouns. So in our title, the only words that should be capitalized are test and the. The last thing you'll need to include is the publisher, which is listed correctly. Please remember that all citations need to be double-spaced without any extra spaces in between citations and also have a hanging indent. To make sure your citations are double-spaced, hit Ctrl-2 on your keyboard. To add a hanging indent, we're going to click Ctrl-T. Now, what would you do if your source had multiple authors? Let's take a look. If your source has 2 authors, list the complete last name of the first author, then the initials of the first name, and then the middle name if it's available. Use a comma followed by the and symbol. This will separate the authors. Then follow the same steps for the second author. The same rules apply when you have 3 authors, up to if your source has 20. The only real change is where the and symbol goes. If your source has 21 or more authors, follow the same rules when listing the authors, and when you reach your 19th author, add an ellipses. Then list the very last author following the same format as before. For more information on special circumstances with authors, check the Authors tab on our citation guide. Now let's focus on citing a journal article. For this example, we will be using the article, Graduate Teacher Education Students Use and Evaluate ChatGPT as an Essay Writing Tool. And again, we will be using the generated citation off of EBSCOhost as a starting point. When comparing the citations, the author and the year of the publication are listed correctly. However, the problem comes when listing the title of the article. In this case, the only words that should be capitalized are graduate and ChatGPT. Next, you'll need to list the journal's name in italics followed by a comma. Then include the volume number followed by the issue number. Please note that your volume number will be in italics, but the issue number will not. Next, include the page numbers. Finally, list your GOI link. Let's examine another journal article. For this example, we'll be using the article, Exploring Artificial Intelligence in Education, Unveiling Students' Perceptions and Motivations. And again, we will be using EBSCOhost as our starting point. First, we will start out with the authors and the year published, which are listed correctly. The article title has capitalization issues. In this case, the only words we need to capitalize are exploring and unveiling. You will notice a few pieces of information are missing in this generated citation. If this is the case with your citation, skip over it and continue on to the next piece. Now, what about web pages? Web pages are going to look a little different from ebooks and journal articles. For this example, we will be using web page from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Since we don't have EBSCOhost as a starting point, we will need to plug in our information into the format provided on our citation guide manually. We will start with the author again, but for this web page, things look a little different. If you scroll through the web page, no author is listed. In this case, our web page has a group author. Group authors can include corporations, organizations, and government agencies. And since the CDC falls into this category, list it as an author followed by a period. Next, we need to list the publication date in parentheses, which the article does not have. If this is the case, put ND, which stands for no date. Then list the title of the web page using the same rules as before. Normally, in a web page citation, you list the website name, but since we have a group author, we can skip this part. Complete the citation with a URL. Now, some pages don't have an author or a group author. So how do we work around that? To showcase that, we are going to use an article from the website The Onion, How Colleges Are Luring Top Students. To do this, we'll start by listing the web page's title, following the previous rules. Then list the year the web page was published, followed by the month and the day in parentheses. Then list the name of the website. Finish off your citation with the URL. If you choose a web page with continually changing information, here's how you work around that. For this example, we will be using a web page about registered voting in the state of Missouri. Since there is no author or group author, begin the citation with the web page's title. In parentheses, list the publication year, month, and date. List the name of the website, then follow that by writing retrieved, then list the date you obtained the information. To end off your citation, add a URL. And that's all there is to it. APA citations can seem really intimidating at first, but luckily here at Northwest, we have so many resources to help you out. If you need any additional help, feel free to stop by and talk to a librarian, or use our online chat feature. Now, I'll let you get back to your papers. I'm Maureen, and this has been a College Girl's Guide to APA Citations.